this is Erica. Today I'm going to share with you an art therapy activity that will help you set better boundaries for yourself. So what boundaries are? They are the limits that we put between ourselves and other people. It's kind of a gauge of what we will and will not tolerate from others. So having really strong and healthy boundaries is really important for our mental and emotional well-being, because it means that we know how to put ourselves first and we know how to put our needs first. And ultimately, knowing your values and what's important to you will give you a greater sense of self. So I started learning about boundaries when I was in art therapy school, and I didn't even know what they were before then. And once I started to learn about them and learn about how I can build better boundaries, it really changed the way that I took care of myself. So for example, an area of my life that I struggle with is the fact that I overcommit and I always say yes to things when really I don't feel fully aligned. So maybe it's a professional commitment to something, or maybe a date with a friend and I say yes because I'm afraid of conflict, I'm afraid of hurting their feelings, and so I agree to it anyways. And it was a couple years ago that I reached a point in my life where I just experienced major burnout. And I realized that saying yes to all these things one after another completely depleted myself. And I got physically sick, emotionally sick, spiritually sick, just because of me saying yes to all these things that I didn't fully align to. And boundaries are something that we have to keep working on throughout our life. Just because we set it once, it doesn't mean that we will set it again. It's something that we have to keep tending to, almost like a garden. So this art therapy exercise is going to help you visualize what healthy boundaries look like for you and what they feel like for you when you are in your most empowered self. You're going to need a piece of paper, some felt markers, pencil crayons, oil pastels, and any other type of drawing material that you may have. Before you begin, set your space. Take a few deep breaths in and out. Place your palms on the paper and set your intention. Thank yourself for showing up today. So there are two main types of unhealthy boundaries that we have. The first type are rigid boundaries. This is when we say no to everything, avoid intimacy, and keep everyone out. Then we have weak boundaries, which is the opposite, and that's when we say yes to everything and everyone and really rely on their opinions. Take some time to reflect on your boundaries, journal about them. How do you want to feel if healthy boundaries were in place? What are your needs? Draw yourself in the center of the page. What do you feel in your body when you set a healthy boundary? What colors and images show up? Visualize, draw, and express your most empowered self. Start creating a boundary around you. Think about the materials it would be made out of, what colors and images. Keep your pen moving and let it flow out. So this is what I ended up creating. This is what my healthy boundaries look like. When I started drawing myself and imagining myself in my most empowered state, I knew that I had to feel connected and grounded. So that's why I end up drawing the roots beneath my feet to represent the connection to earth. And then I did a sun right in the center of who I am, because that is where my power base is. That is where my soul, my spirit, and my creativity, my self-worth, and that's where it all lies. And I want it to radiate out and feel the most powerful. That's why I did a sun. I also did the blue lines coming out of my mouth to represent me speaking my truth freely, firmly, and with kindness as well. I drew my boundaries around and I realized that it is almost like a garden. I did leaves and flowers. It has enough foliage to kind of protect me, but also it doesn't deter people away, and I will allow others to come. So maybe I'll trim some leaves sometimes to let people come in, or grow some more leaves to build a stronger boundary. I also did some water droplets because I realized that my boundaries can be fluid. Sometimes I don't know that I have a boundary until it gets tested, and so things may change, throughout my life, throughout my days. I'm changing constantly, so it doesn't mean that my boundaries have to be so concrete because life is ever evolving. In my hands, I have one hand holding my heart and the other hand holding my brain or my mind. And that represents the balance of my mind and my heart and how both are needed when I'm implementing boundaries, because both you have to feel right in your heart about it and you have to feel right in your mind about it. And so that's why it's holding it in this hands like that. Also, I added a lot of color into this image because I don't think boundaries have to be such a hard, boring thing. I think it can be really fun. As I said, it's like tending a garden, so you can make as many things grow as you like. So I really hope that you enjoyed this exercise and that you give yourself some time this week to reflect on your boundaries and what areas of your life that you can grow your boundary or break down a boundary. It's really important to check in with yourself to see where you feel out of balance. Having strong boundaries is so important. I really want to emphasize that it's so important for our mental and emotional and spiritual well-being. So please remember to take care of yourselves. Say no when you want to say no. Say yes when you want to say yes. And if you did enjoy this video, please like it, subscribe to my channel. I am back every week with art therapy activities for you to help you on your healing journey. And if you want to work with me one-on-one, I do offer online sessions as well if you want to go a bit deeper. I am sending you guys all love, and I will see you all next week.